ruler who walked the streets at night. The story of Umar ibn Al-Khattab, radiallahu anhu. A ruler who governed a vast empire, yet could not sleep at night. Not because of power, not because of war, but because he feared that somewhere a hungry child might be crying under his rule. Tonight's story is about a man whose justice made even his enemies weep. A leader whose heart trembled at the thought of accountability before Allah. This is the story that will shake your soul. The story of Umar ibn Al-Khattab, radiallahu anhu. He was the second Caliph of Islam, a man known for unmatched strength, courage, and truth. Before accepting Islam, he was one of its fiercest opponents. But when faith entered his heart, he became one of the greatest defenders of justice the world has ever seen. The Prophet ﷺ once prayed, "O Allah, strengthen Islam through Umar." And Allah answered that prayer. Umar, radiallahu anhu, became a symbol of justice, discipline, and responsibility. But what truly made him Al-Azim was his fear of standing before Allah on the Day of Judgment. One cold night in Medina, Umar radiallahu anhu was walking alone through the dark streets. No guards, no royal escort, no announcement. Why? Because he believed a true leader must see the pain of his people with his own eyes. As he walked, he heard the faint sound of children crying from a distant tent. He stopped. His heart tightened. He slowly approached and saw a mother trying to calm her hungry children. A pot was boiling over the fire, but inside it, there was nothing but water. The children thought food was cooking, but the mother was only trying to give them hope until they fell asleep. Umar, radiallahu anhu, asked gently, "Why are your children crying?" The woman, without knowing who he was, replied, "They are hungry. There is no food. Our ruler, Umar, does not know our condition. Allah will judge him for this." These words struck his heart like lightning. Umar, radiallahu anhu, the leader of the Muslims, began to tremble, and tears filled his eyes. Without saying a word, Umar, radiallahu anhu, rushed back to the state treasury. He took a sack of flour, dates, and oil. His companion offered, "Let me carry it for you, O Amir al-Mu'mineen." Umar replied with a voice heavy with responsibility, "Will you carry my burden on the Day of Judgment?" He lifted the heavy sack onto his own shoulders. The weight pressed into his back, leaving marks on his skin, but he did not stop. He walked through the dark streets, step by step, driven by the fear of Allah. When he returned to the tent, he knelt beside the fire. Yes, the ruler of a vast empire personally lit the fire and began cooking food with his own hands. Smoke rose into the air, and tears rolled down his face. Soon, the food was ready. He served the children himself, watching them eat, laugh, and smile again. Only then did Umar feel at peace. He stood at a distance, silently watching, as if guarding their happiness. This was Umar, a ruler who feared not losing his throne, but losing his accountability before Allah. He once said, "If a dog were to die hungry on the banks of the Euphrates, I fear that Allah would ask me about it." This was justice, not written in laws alone, but alive in the conscience of a believer. Power did not make him arrogant. Authority did not distance him from the poor. Instead, it made him more humble, more responsible, more fearful of Allah. He taught the world that leadership is not about control. It is about service. not about being above people, but being responsible for them. Today, we ask ourselves, do we feel the pain of others? Do we care for the weak, the hungry, the forgotten? Umar radiallahu anhu showed us that true leadership begins with a heart that fears Allah. Justice is not only in courts and laws, it begins in the conscience of a believer. So remember the story whenever you think your actions do not matter, because a single hungry child once kept the greatest ruler awake at night. And that fear made him one of the greatest legends in Islamic history. If you want to strengthen your faith, remember the justice of Umar radiallahu anhu. For Allah loves those who are just and those who take responsibility for others.